right. Hi, my name is Jaime Sibet. I am a sales transportation intern. I'd like to thank everybody for coming over here, especially the transportation people for walking across the parking lot in the rain, so thank you for that. So, my presentation overview, I'm going to talk a little bit about what came before this internship, what got me to here, what I did throughout my internship, what's next, thank yous and questions. So a little bit about me. I grew up and was born and raised in Maple Grove, Minnesota, so a true Minnesota girl. After I graduated from Osseo Senior High, I went to the University of North Dakota to pursue a marketing degree with a minor in international business. We were the Fighting Sioux, but we're the nameless school right now. I think we might be either between Rough Riders or the Fighting Hawks, I don't know, but I'm always going to be a Fighting Sioux, so. Prior to this internship, I've had two others. The first one was with Wholesale Produce. This is a produce company in Minneapolis. My internship there was a lot of different little intern tasks here and there, but the one thing that I did the most with them was work with them at conventions and help them set up the booth and work with the customers. I worked with this company for a couple years, so after a while I was able to really get up there, talk to the customers, really interact with them. So I had a little bit of sales experience within this internship, but not as much as I really wanted to. After that, I got an internship with Black Gold. This is a potato company up in Grand Forks. This was a marketing internship. So this company had potatoes that they were supplying mostly to Frito-Lay, but they were getting into the stores, so they needed to remarket their brand so it would be more appeasing to the normal customer. So we actually worked with another marketing company and did this whole new rebranding. And the most exciting one is when for their convention, they had get your official wedgie here. So they were the wedgie givers because there's little wedges of potatoes that they were giving out at their booth. So that was kind of fun working with that. I really got to see the whole insides and outs of the whole marketing process of how to rebrand a product and everything like that. Also, I studied abroad in Barcelona two years ago, so I kind of got bit by that traveling bug. Went to 7 different countries when I was over there, so that was really fun. And I also participate in a sorority, so that's what the weird little symbol I'm doing up there on the mountain in Barcelona. So I got to do a lot of social interaction, leadership opportunities within the sorority, so that kind of pushed me into this internship. How did I hear about it? Jim Vasgard came into my sales class and started talking about the internship, what you got to do, and I was sold right there. Because of the sales opportunity, I got a little taste of it before my other internships, and I got to do with the marketing, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do when I graduated. I didn't know if I wanted to do more marketing or more of a sales, so that's really what enticed me to do this, so I could really feel what path I needed to go with. Also, because of the travel, I got bit by that traveling bug. I wanted to keep doing that, and I thought this would be a great opportunity. This is also something different. Both of the companies I worked for before, they were both smaller companies. They weren't corporate. They weren't worldwide. So I thought this was a great experience to get in there and see what I like most about both sides of the companies. So during my internship, the biggest thing I did was travel. I drove over about 12,000 miles. I was able to participate in about 3 transportation conventions, 1 shootout demo, and 10 other demos. And these are all the states that I was able to go to throughout my travels. So I'm not going to be able to talk about all my trips because we'd be here all day, so I'm going to just highlight a couple of them. My favorite one that I went to was in Grand Central Station. Getting here was just a process in itself. Me and Justin Szymanski were in a budget truck, and we got to navigate in downtown Manhattan right by Grand Central Station on Saturday at midnight. So if you've never been there, you can just imagine the headaches that we went through to get through that process. But also with this, we were in Grand Central Station. We were able to show some new products like the 1.9 millimeter signs. And my favorite part is that we had our signs and then 2 competitors right next to ours. So this was a shootout. So we were able to look at ours and look at the competitors. And this is when I really knew that I was working for the right company because I was able to look at these signs and be proud of what we're selling because I saw that we definitely had the best quality of products. So with me, I really need to be passionate about what I'm doing, and when I know what I'm selling to these customers is what the best we can offer was really great for me. So that was a great experience within itself. I also was able to shadow both Corrine and a lot of other people within this demo. We had a lot of different experts throughout the whole thing, so that was really fun being able to learn and watch the sales process through a lot of different people. So I was also able to go to 2 ITS conventions, so that's with the big Vanguard trailer. The first one I went to was in Saratoga Springs, so we brought that out to New York with Jack Keller. Him and I went on both of these trips together. So that was really fun. This was my first convention with the trailer, so we were able to interact with a lot of people, kind of get my feet wet of knowing what I need to learn and what I still need to progress in. Also, when we were there in Saratoga Springs, we had a 34-hour research, so we were able to go to a Mets game, so that was really fun kind of seeing that. Also, we were in Snowbird, Utah, and so we were able to shadow some more sales people with that. It was really fun. I kind of knew more about the product that time, so we were able to talk to a lot of different customers, interact with them, learn some more. Also, we had some free time there, so Jack and I went climbing up the mountain. We were already high up in the mountain, so I thought the top wasn't that far up, so him and I thought this was going to be about a half-hour trip. It turned out to be about 4 hours. It was 90 degrees, and we didn't bring water, so that was fun. I'm happy I'm still here talking to you guys. Also, mass transit was another big thing that I did with this internship. Working with those signs, especially when we acquired DAC Ireland, all these signs came in, so learning how to use those when a lot of people were still in the same process of learning how to do that. Nick Baker, another intern, transportation intern, him and I brought these signs to Minneapolis, and we were able to do a sales demo there with Eric. We got to watch Eric and how he did his sales process and watch that and really learn more about the mass transit signs. Other than those demos, I did a lot of preparing for these conventions. We had all these big signs that we wanted to show these customers in 8x8 spaces, so I had a little bit of engineering in me and had to design a lot of different stands and figure out how we can get all these in here, still visually appealing, and help support the salespeople that were going to be at these conventions. So after Jack and Nick, the 2 previous interns for transportation, left, I was very lucky because I got to travel with a lot of different interns from different departments too. So this gave me an opportunity to take these interns, kind of train them in myself, kind of lead them in there, so that helped me learn more about the product and get that confidence within transportation. So my biggest trip that I went on was in October. I went with Brett Potter, who's a regional sales guy out in North Carolina, and he's in high school Parks and Rec, so that was fun being able to train him. He got right off the plane, and I said, hey, we're leaving at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, so I'll train you on the road. And we headed off. We started off in Ames, Iowa, did a sales demo there with Eric State, so got to shadow from him, watch how he did it. Then we went all the way down to Biloxi, Mississippi, which was really fun. We got to sit there for a convention. 2 of our sales guys that were supposed to come weren't able to show up for certain reasons, so it was a project manager, myself, Brett Potter, and Brandy Small who were there learning. So I was the second most educated person there on the product, so that really kind of pushed me out there, made me more confident having to talk to these customers because when the project manager was busy, it was me who knew that next answer. So that was really fun. I kind of impressed myself with knowing the knowledge that I didn't think I had before. So also, when we were down in Biloxi, Mississippi, we had another day off, so we got to go down to New Orleans. So that was a picture there with us in front of the church. After Biloxi, we went up to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We got to shadow Corrine and do a demo there. That was fun. Again, the great thing about this internship, I got to shadow a lot of different salespeople, but again and again. So the first time I got to watch them, the second time I'd say, okay, why did you do this instead of this time? So that was great. I got to really interact with these salespeople, talk to them. They brought me through the whole process where it was more just, instead of me watching, I was more interacting. So that was really fun with that. After the Harrisburg, we went up to Michigan and did a lot of different demos up there. And so that's with us. Me and Brett were able to go to the Michigan State football game. If you follow college football at all, that's the huge rivalry up there. Michigan was supposed to win, and last second they lost, and it was a huge upset. I really wasn't involved in it, but everyone else was really upset. But that was really fun to do that. Well, on these trips, you never get to go off with them with just no problems. First one that we went on with was in Biloxi, Mississippi. We unhooked the trailer, had to go pick up the PM from the airport, and while trying to crank the trailer back up and put it on the truck, the gears were just stripped. They were not working. Brett tried to muscle his way through it and broke the handle, but that was kind of interesting, I talk with my hands too much. So again, expect the unexpected. It was really interesting trying to talk to these tech guys where I don't know anything about trucks or parts or anything. So I'm saying, well, this thingy is not working and we need to get this thing up on that thing, and trying to talk to them and learning more of that whole technical use and getting them. We got the trailer back up on the truck and we're on our way, hoping that was our only problem. But while in Michigan, we were driving through a construction area, minding our own business in our own lane, and a semi-truck swiped us, tore a huge hole in the tarp, and then he kept on driving. So we got a hit and run. We had to pull over, call the police, do that whole process, which is very interesting. I didn't think that there was a lot to it, but there really is. I also learned I am not very good at talking to cops, so hopefully I won't ever have to do that again in the future. So this created a problem. We weren't able to do any more demos, so we called up Eric, who was our sales guy at the time. We had a problem, put our heads together, and we solved it. Strapped the trailer together. Where it wasn't, we had to cancel. I'm sorry. My necklace isn't prepared for that. All right. Strapped the trailer together and headed back to Brookings. So this was another thing where, you got to expect the unexpected, but instead of dwelling in the issues, you need to move forward, figure out what to do, and solve the problems. So other responsibilities while here at Daktronics, one of the things that I didn't know I was going to be doing, but I'm really happy I was translating documents. One of our regional sales guys who is for up in Canada was talking about the guy who usually translates documents for him was really busy, and I said, hey, well, I have 7 years of French. I can help you out. So one document turned into about 20 different documents, and I was able to translate all these documents for Brooks Small. It was really fun. I mean, how many people can say they really thoroughly read through all these specs? I have now. I have also really relied on Google Translate, so I'm not fluent in French, but I'm digging up a lot of the information that I thought I lost. So that was one of the big things I worked on. Currently, I am working on the Transportation Intern Guide for Dummies. Not saying the interns that are coming in are dummies by any means, but I'm a sales. I really enjoy that. I have no technological background whatsoever. So there are certain things that I wish that I could go to this piece of paper and answer all my kind of dumb questions that I wish I knew before. So I'm setting this whole process up for the incoming interns so their transitions would be easier and everything like that. Also with that, it's more, I'm working on why would you want to be a transportation intern compared to everything else. I know everything else is very fun too, but transportation, we don't have that sexy product, but we also have that really fun experience. So what I'm kind of trying to sell here for the new incoming interns is transportation is great because you get that big company experience, but you have that small company relationships because transportation is smaller. You get to work with people really closely, and so I'm kind of working on that too. Also, my other responsibilities, like I said before, prepare signs, the equipment for demos and everything like that. A lot of signs don't like to work for you like they're supposed to, so I learned a lot how to work with these signs, how to fix them if something's wrong, how to put content up on them, so that was great. Also research opportunities, see if there's any bids that we may have missed. Another one was a sales seminar, so we had regional salespeople come in during the summer, and I got to sit through all of that, so that's planning for the future, learning how they do their sales part, so that was really great experience being able to watch that and see the whole process. Also, I got to golf with both Brooks Small, Dwayne Aniston, and Brad Weeman. This was really fun. I thank them for putting up with my terrible, terrible skills in golf, but it was really fun. We also had to pick a name and create a poster, and I'm not very creative or artistic, so we tried to recreate the whole Shawshank Redemption thing, but we didn't really do good. I'll have a close-up picture of that later for you. Also, another responsibilities I had was on-campus tours. This was really fun. Got to network a lot with a lot of different people. Tell them about Daktronics and tell them why I enjoyed working for Daktronics and why they would want to too. So what's next? Just for this internship, I get to shadow at ITS Florida. So this is really exciting. I get to fly down to Florida and shadow Leanne. So she's a salesperson down there. And with all these conventions that I've been to, my first priority is to make sure the signs are working and have that whole process. But now I get to go there and really just shadow and learn from her. So this is very exciting. Right when I get back, I get to get back in a budget truck and drive right back down to Florida for an HSPR convention in Orlando. So this is great because I get to do a little cross departments and learn more about all of Daktronics as a whole. So this is really fun. I think I might be in Brookings for a total of 2 to 3 days the entire month of December. So after that, I get to go back up to the great state of North Dakota and have one semester left at UND. And I graduate in May 2016. So my big thank yous, I'd really like to thank Jason, my supervisor. He helped me a lot through this whole entire process. I think I asked about 1 billion questions, and he helped me through it all. Also, Nick Baker and Jack Keller. These were the 2 transportation interns before me. They trained me in a lot. They taught me a lot. They took me under their wings. They helped me with this whole process, so big thank you to them. Also, the Transportation Help Desk group. These guys were helping me with every problem that I had with the signs, especially with me and my technological language where I need to get this thing in here and get this on there, and they figured out what I was trying to do, and they helped me with it great. Also, the PMs, the sales rep, especially Brooke Small and Eric State, these 2 guys sat next to me in the cubicles. I harassed them with questions every single day too, and really they helped me learn a lot, and they helped me realize that sales is something I want to go into after this after this internship, so that was great too. Also, HR, especially Justin and Kara, thank you for this internship, and all the other interns. I really enjoyed working with you guys and having this experience along with you. So there's the question. Here's the poster board of Brooks and his Shawshank Redemption attempts. So any questions? So the question was, what did not know I knew about myself and why I want to do sales instead? I learned that watching these guys and how they really interact with people is something I would like to do. I learned with marketing, it's more sitting at the desk and doing that whole process, which is great, but I'm more of the social person. I like to talk to people. I like to turn that no into a yes, and that's what my favorite thing about transportation. We have the best quality, but we don't always have the lowest price per se, so that was fun watching these sales reps build these relationships, really work with these customers and turn their no's into yeses, and that's what I've learned about myself, that challenge and that relationship building is something I would really love to do in the future. Any more questions? So the question was, is there any place that you wish you could have gone to during your internship? And that was from Brooks, and he knows exactly that answer. There was this trip that I was supposed to go with for HSPR out to California and all up the West Coast, and unfortunately I wasn't able to go there, even though I would love to go on another trip to the great state of Indiana instead for that. But that was a great experience in itself, and I had a lot of fun with that and got to travel with Dan, so that was great. Even though California would have been a lot of fun, Indiana was fun too.
There's one, not really a question, but Jaime Sibet said that was a great idea, making that Transportation for Dummies guide for future interns.
Thank you. Cool.